This video is sponsored by SBS Guitars. Hi there, Perfecto Castro here and welcome to my channel. I hope you're having a great day. Okay, this video is going to be a lot of fun because it is Strat vs Tele SBS Hardtail edition. Here we go. The theme of this video is an age-old question amongst guitar players, particularly those who are new to the instrument. So, should you get a Strat-style guitar or a Tele-style guitar? Well, I'm going to run down the differences between these two styles of instruments. You're going to hear them in a track. You're going to hear them back-to-back with different tones. And towards the end of this video, I will share my personal thoughts on these instruments. Big thanks to Steve Brown and SBS Guitars for sponsoring this video and for giving me free rein in presenting and showing off these instruments to all you guys. If you want to get more info or if you want to buy one or both of these guitars for yourselves, I will have the links to the Guitar Fetish website in the video description, so go check it out. Okay, now let's start the comparison. First up, I pit the SS365 against the SS400 in a jam track. That way you hear both guitars in a full band context. And also big thanks to my good friend Eric McPherson, sci-fi bassman here on YouTube and Instagram, for handling bass duties on this tune. Enjoy. Okay, for those not in the know, SBS stands for Steve Brown Sound. And it is a signature guitar line of trickster guitarist and super shredder Steve Brown. I've already featured SBS guitars here on my channel, and one of the common requests in the comment section is for SBS to offer hardtail guitars, which they have happily obliged, as you can see. And along with the fixed hardtail bridge is the introduction of a new body style, this shred T-style monster right here. There's also an updated look to the previous S-style models, which is this flamed maple veneer top, drop top style, with a transparent burst style finish. Beautiful. Okay, now let's talk about what's common between these two instruments. First up is the new hardtail bridge, which is a steel bridge plate with stainless steel saddles. The bodies are American alder with roasted flame maple necks. Regular tuners on both with double string tees, slippery synthetic nut, 22 jumbo stainless steel frets. And even though the electronic layouts are different, they use the same type of pickups. The bridge humbucker is the SBS 300 Arena Rock Plus with Alnico 2 magnets. The neck pickup is the SBS 902 Power V with an Alnico 5 magnet. And of course, since the SS 365 has 3 pickups, the middle pickup is the SBS 902, also with an Alnico 5 magnet. For the selectors, 3-way on the SS 400, 5-way on the SS 365. Both volume controls have a treble bleed circuit, and both tone pots are push-pull to coil split the bridge humbucker. Okay, so for the next few minutes, I'm going to let the guitars do all the talking. So enjoy this direct comparison between the SS365 and the SS400 through clean, processed clean, crunch, and dirty tones. Okay, now let's talk about what makes a Strat a Strat. Now, as far as the body goes, the most obvious difference are the upper body horns. These things right here. Whereas technically the Tele shape is a single cut guitar, the Strat is a double cutaway. This shape extends the upper horn above the 13th fret area, which will influence the way it hangs on a strap. Now, when worn on a strap, the Strat hugs your body more because of the contours. Another thing that differentiates a Strat body are the comfort contours. This forearm contour right here and the belly cut in the back. Now, obviously with less wood because of these contours as well as the cavities for the extra pickups, the Strat body is typically lighter, even though they are made from the same materials. And just for a direct comparison between these two guitars, the neck profile on this SS365 is also thinner than the SS400. Okay, let me show you. Okay, 0.87 inches on the first fret. And the SS400 is 0.98 at the first fret. However, the neck widths are the same at 1.67 inches. Despite the difference in thicknesses, they have a similar C profile shape. So just think of the SS365 with a shallow C, and that has a deeper C. And of course, the other glaring difference lies in the electronics, with Strats typically having 3 pickups and a 5-way switch, and Teles having only 2 pickups and a 3-way switch. However, since SBS guitars are hot-rodded by nature, both guitars get bridge humbuckers. Though on the SS400, the bridge humbucker is angled Eddie Van Halen style. But that's not the only reason, and I will tell you all about it in a little bit. Because of the different pickup layout, Strats have 3 tones that you don't get on a Tele-style guitar. And in the case of this SS365, there's actually 4 tones that the SS400 does not have. First tone is position 2 with the bridge and middle pickups together. Next tone is the middle pickup by itself. Third tone is position 4 with the neck and middle together. And as mentioned on this SS365, the fourth tone is again position 2, but with the bridge humbucker split. The active coil is the inner coil. And these in-between tones are what usually sways players from one guitar to the other, particularly for the clean and processed clean sounds. The Strat's clean tones are nice and slinky and cuts nicely through a dense mix. Now let's talk about this Tele-style SS400. Telecasters are simple machines. It's a bolt-on neck with a slab body and 2 pickups. Now, unlike Strats, Tele bodies don't have any contours, though this SS400 has nicely rounded corners. That way, these don't dig into your forearm. So without the contours, the Tele body retains more wood. So this particular example is heavier than that SS365. And also, this body has more wood because there isn't a routing for a middle pickup. Now, I mentioned the single cutaway shape earlier, so the upper strap button is in line with the 16th fret. And that makes the Telecaster body hang perpendicular to the ground when put on a strap. Now, because of the lack of the contours, the Tele on a strap is a different feel. It feels like I have to throw out my arm a little bit more. In fact, with the same strap length, I feel like I want to wear the Telecaster on a lower strap. It just feels more rock and roll. Now, maybe because this SS400 is a little heftier in the neck profile, as well as having more, chunk and mass in the body wood, but I feel that this sounds slightly bigger than the SS365, despite having the same type of pickups. Now, in the same way that Strats have 3 tones unique to it, the Telecaster pickup configuration gives it 2 tones that are not found on a Strat. Or in the case of this SS400, there's actually 3. And again, that is the middle position pickup tone. So in the middle position, you have the neck and bridge together, which you don't have on a Strat. And on the SS400 with the coil split, you get another tone that is not found on the SS365. Now let's talk about the angled bridge humbucker. So at first glance, it looks Eddie Van Halen inspired, but on closer inspection, this angled bridge humbucker actually makes the SS400 act more like a Tele, especially in the coil split mode. So this SBS 300 Arena Rock Plus humbucker splits to the screw coil, the coil closest to the bridge, making it, a true Telecaster. And that is evident in the in-between tone. And if you have the chicken picking chops, which I don't have, you can make it sound country enough. Especially with the split bridge pickup. Now the Telecaster middle position has a nice big and scoop dual pickup tone, which sounds great with processed cleans, and for my tastes, a nice crunchy tone. Hold on. Okay, so here are my recommendations for these SBS Hardtail guitars. In line with my previous SBS guitar videos, my recommendation is to give these guitars a personal setup as soon as you get them, especially new strings. In fact, I broke the first string on that SS365 after I unboxed it and started playing with it. Now, even though there aren't any frets sprout, the fret ends can benefit from a little fret dressing. The fretboard edges are already nicely rolled over, so well-dressed fret ends will take that playing comfort up to the next level. Another thing worth mentioning is this pretty steep string angle from behind the nut. Now, the string teeth are necessary because of the vintage-style headstock design. However, in the course of filming this video, I was constantly fine-tuning both these guitars, and I think that's because of string binding right here at the string teeth. So my first recommendation would be to replace these with slippery graphite string teeth. That way, the string does not bind under them. Another recommendation would be staggered locking tuners. That will relax the steep string angle, and you might not even need string teeth after that upgrade. My next recommendation concerns the hardtail bridge, and specifically the saddle screws. As you can see, some of the screws protrude from the saddle, and in some cases, it actually digs into my palm when I play. Now, granted, this is typical of guitar bridges. Some other brands also have protruding saddles, some even more so. But swapping out these screws for shorter ones will keep you from tearing up your hand, especially if you're a heavy-handed player. Now, as for my answer to the age-old question, Strat versus Tele. Get both. At the current pricing of $309 for this SS400 and $349 for this SS365, that allows you to get both guitars without breaking the bank. And while you're at it, get a nice hardshell case for your SBS guitar as well. There's the new Sharp Paisley hardshell case graphic and the new Flight Case series for those who like to travel. And as you move along your guitar journey, I'm sure you will find musical situations where each guitar will serve you nicely. SBS and Guitar Fetish always run promos and deals, so check their website often. Okay, there you have it. That is Strat vs Tele, SBS Hardtail Edition. Again, big thanks to SBS Guitars for sponsoring this video and for being such a great friend and supporter of my channel. Check out the entire SBS guitar line and grab yourselves one of these babies from the link in the video description. Now, YouTube thinks you're gonna like this next video, so click on it to watch, then go grab your guitar and play something. You all know the drill. Practice makes perfecto. Cheers, guys.